Okay, good evening, everybody. As usual, you guys are late. My name is into the class and nobody's still here. Yeah, anyways, let's kick off. So, last time we were treating tables and images, and I showed you guys how to create your first image. So, an image is a visual representation of the data in your web page. So I showed you guys, we did a little work on the we did a little work on how to use an image, and we are making up our profile. So this was hit here when we added the image the other day. So I'm going to go ahead and continue, and today we are treating links. Link tag. A link tag is a way you can move from one page to another, or you can move from one website to another, or you can add an external whatever to your website. So to use a link tag, we use an A tag. An A tag represents a link tag. So we're going to go do this in another file, so we don't have to be messing around with our projects. So let us start off and see what's up. Okay, so let's continue. Here we're just going to name our document, our title to be links. Links. So after that, we are going to continue with our project and continue our work. So to start a link tag, with your own, they say if you don't show like this, everybody gonna say you don't come. You start, you like to be neatness. Yeah. So to start a link tag, you start by writing an A. A link tag starts with an A. Then you have the href. The href represents the link where you want the browser to take you to. It's just like the image we said about the other day, saying that the image takes of the sroc or attribute, which is the source attribute. So in this work now, the A tag is just like the source, the target location. Is the target location where you want the browser to take you to. So then when you write the href, you write equals to, and whatever that comes in between these quotation marks is where the browser will take you to. So let's say we want to target facebook.com. You have to write https facebook.com. Oh, sorry, you have to write the www. So this is an address for Facebook. So on your browser, this thing right here will not be visible. You cannot see it in your browser. This will not be visible. So what will be visible is this. Click here. This is what's going to be visible on your browser. So in the browser, it interprets this and gives you access to go here by clicking on this guy. So by clicking on this guy, we can go to any place that is referred into here. So let us save and run and see what's up. So let's run it with Lifesaver. Remember the other day I asked you guys to install Lifesaver. So we're going to run it today with Lifesaver. So this class is going to last for 15 minutes. So since that most of you all don't usually come, and you guys are always late when you do come actually. So let's wait for it to load and run. Okay, it's loading. I don't know if okay, it's loading. Let's wait for it to load so you can go ahead. So I think we should upload. Okay, yeah. So can you guys see? Let me increase the size of the screen so you guys can see it also. Okay, so let's increase. All right. So if we click this thing right here, you guys see something at the bottom of the screen. It's showing the target link where we want to go. So if we click this thing right here, we should be taken to facebook.com. Okay, can you guys see here? The link we clicked took us to facebook.com. So that's pretty much it about links. So links, there are other things you can also do with HTML links. You can use them to refer to your files, like when you go between files, like you can go from one page of your website to another page of your website. You can go from one page of your website to another page of your website. So let us see how that works. Okay, so now let us create a link to our other page, which is this guy, which is index.html, which was our work that we were doing earlier. So the only thing we have to do here is to remove this thing here, remove this guy here, and then type in the name of the file you want to go to. So in our case, we are going to index file, and index file is on the same folder as our developer hub file. So we do index dot, okay, my system just hang up. Okay, let's wait. So oh, sorry, you are not installing anything. You are not to install anything with. What I was telling you guys to install the other time was the what is it called? The lifesaver. It's just something that helps you run your website without having to always save and save and save and go back to refresh the page. So once you click this, it saves and it automatically updates our DOM. So remember the last time we clicked it, we saw facebook.com and down here, but now we are seeing index.html. So when we click it right now, we are going to go back to our file that we are working on the other day. Can you guys see it? So this was the file we were working on the other day. For those of you that missed the class, this was the project we are working on the other day, which was about me, and this is my name and everything that concerns me, all of that stuff. So now we are going to go ahead and go back to our file, and let's see other ways we can still manipulate our files, our link. So now we can choose to make our link to happen at the same place, or we can choose it to go to a blank tab, a blank tab. So for us to do that, let us see examples of how we can do that. So to do that, we have to just select, say, target, the right target. This is going to tell the browser this is what I want you to do. This is where I want you to open the new page in. So in our case, we are going to, let's see all the target options that we have. So we have the blank option. The blank option will take you to a new tab entirely, leaving the old ones open. So you see what I asked you to install, it just refreshed on its own. So when I click here, it takes us to a new page, a new tab. If you come back here, you still see the old tab right here. If you come back here, you still see the old tab right here. So the old tab is still open. While it's open, we went to open a new tab for us to see the page. So for you to write the link to take you to a new tab, you just have to use target blank. So this will take the user to a new tab in the browser. So now let us use self and see what self does. Self actually is going to open the website, the page on the same tab. That's what self will do. So now let us go and click and see what's up. Okay. You guys see it here, it still happens on the same page. So we have to go back to our click link. So let us go back and see the other options. They have a top. Let's see what top does. Let's see what top does. Okay, so let's click and see what's up. Okay, top actually does the same thing as self. So it does the same thing as self. So let us go back and see the other one. We have a parent. Let us save and see what a parent does. So let's refresh. Oh, sorry, it actually does that for us. Okay, parent also does the same thing as self. So that's pretty much it about links and web links. So for our next one, we are going to treat what they call a target frame. So a target frame is going to open the browser with what is it called, with a target name in it. So let us see how that works and see what's up. Okay, now I forgot to say something to you guys. I forgot to do something, not say something actually. I forgot to do something. So that top attribute of what is it called, the top attribute of the link here, it's actually going to take you to the top of the page. For example, when you leave um, this guy here blank, when you leave this guy here blank now, for example, when you click on this link, it's going to take you back to the top of the page here. But since that you don't have anything else apart from this guy, you wouldn't actually see it. So if you click here, you still see it here. It shows down here that it's still going on the same page but at the top of it. So that's what that top actually does, and honestly that's pretty much it about links. So there's this small trick I learned. You can actually use links to download things, like get things down to your system. I learned that stuff while I was working on my portfolio. I was looking for a way to download my what is it called again? What is it called? I was looking for a way to download my resume, and I was finding it difficult because I couldn't find how to host it and the file gets downloaded. So I learned about this new attribute called download. What it's going to do is going to download whatever that is inside this thing once you click this link. So let's say we're going to download our index.html file once we click the link. So what we're going to do is when we save it now and we come back here to our browser and then click on it, you guys are going to see it's going to download the HTML file, and let us see if that works. So I think it's still looking for the HTML file to download it. So let's see. Let's wait for it to load. Load. Okay, so let's check our download bar and see if it's there. Okay, it's not there. Sorry. So I think we're just going to use another file since it wasn't able to download the index.html. So let's find that image we can download or something. Okay, let's use my x .jpg and okay, let us save and then see what's what. Okay, can you guys see here? It downloaded and let's see it's I guess it downloaded my pics the first time and second time. So this was the way I was able to manipulate and have my stuff downloaded instead of creating a whole new bunch of code to make it to be able to be downloadable. So I just used it and it worked. So now let us go ahead and treat frames. So frames might not be much, but it's kind of important to use while working on HTML stuff. So let's see what frames does and what frames are about. So frames are just used to divide your browser window into multiple sections. That's just where each section can load a separate HTML document. So that's pretty much what frame is all about. So now let us see for example and see how it works. So now in our frames, we do not add the frames uh, in the body, we add them in the head tag. You understand? So the frames won't be visible to a normal user, like the code won't be visible to a normal user, but it will show up on your browser also. So let's see how frame works and what it does. So now let us start off with let's write one frame tag, and in that frame tag we are going to put in our what is it called, our index.html file. So in the frame tag you can specify the columns and rows to be taken up by the frame tag, you know, just like our table that we are able to specify the rows and column. You can also do that with your frame tag. So to do that, let us start off by creating the frame tag and see what's up and see how it goes or how it works. So now we're going to start by writing our iframe. So can you guys hear me? Please, if you can hear me, send a message. Let me know that you guys can hear me at all. Please, if you can hear me, just send a message so I can see and hear and know also that you guys can hear me. So now let us start. You just write your frame tag. I'm sorry. Just write your frame tag. That's just it. So remember guys, okay, you guys can see now the new version of HTML5 no longer supports frame, but it will still work in some browsers. But the new HTML5 does not support frames, just like it does not support table border when we were treating table the other time. But still, I think it's still going to work anyways. But let me show you guys. So now, to do that, we first of all give it a name. Sorry, first of all, enclose it in a frame set. Sorry about that. We enclose it in a frame set, just like our table when we enclose it to a table and table head and whatever. How you guys see is red because browser HTML5 no longer supports these attributes. So, but I'm still gonna teach you guys anyways. So when we do that, we close it off and then let us continue. We give you a row of where we want it to go on, and the fun part is that this frame set now we can add this body inside of it. That's the way we can demarcate our project or the sections of our browser, sorry, of our project into many sections. So being that this body now is not a frame tag, or it does not concern the frame, what we will do is we write the non-frame attributes, sorry, no frame attributes to enclose it. Write the no frame attributes, close it after the body. So let me just hope that this is going to work, because actually it's been phased out from HTML5. So now let us write the first frame tag. Okay, we go here and say name, and in that section where we want it to be, that's what the name does. So when we say name, let's say left, okay, and write the src, the source of where you want whatever it is to come from. So that's pretty much it, how to work with frames. So let's see if it will work. Let's see if the browser supports it anyways. So eventually the browser does not support it. So as you can see, it's not working here because the browser no longer supports it. So it's been phased out. So since it's phased out, we're not going to be treating it anymore. So let us go ahead and treat about HTML fonts and form. HTML form is like is a way of collecting data from a user. So let us say that you have a sign-in page or a sign-up page. Okay, for the sake of this class, you're going to create a sign-up page to treat HTML form. For this guy is still loading, so for the sake of this, you are going to treat to create a sign-up form for the sake of this class. So let us go ahead and treat it. So let's wait for that thing to load. I think it's actually loading. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue what we are doing. So now that we are here, let us treat HTML forms. So we're just going to clear this guy out since they've been phased out from what is it called? They've been phased out from HTML5. So let us create that our body. Okay, so now let us create our form. So in our form, the first tag you write in a form is a form. Only right. So to start it, you write a form, and inside the form there's what they call an action. An action specifies what type of which file or which code is responsible for processing whatever it is that is inside the form. So a form is used to collect data. A form is used to collect data from the user. So now let's say we don't want anywhere to take care of these forms, so we're just going to leave action blank, and then we're going to have write what they call a method. A method is a way of telling the browser this is how I want this form to be treated. So in our case, we are going to write the method to post. I'm going to write the method to be post. So now this is what we're going to do. So now our method is post. We are going to write post here, and that's pretty much it. So when we save, now we are not going to see anything on the browser because the browser does not interpret any of these guys. So what we are going to see is an empty blank space. Oh yeah, look at it. That other stuff actually worked. I suppose the browser still supports it. Remember the what is it called, the frames and whatnot. I guess the browser still supports it anyway, so it still works. But we pass the pass. Let's load and focus on our phone. Okay, so in our phone, when you write those just form, nothing is going to show up here because the browser does not show the user this guy. The browser does not show the user this guy. What the browser shows the user is whatever it is that's inside the form. So that comes to the introduction of input tags. So an input tag is just like an image tag where you don't have a closing body. So now let's start it off by writing input. An input is the form that you use in collecting the data from the user. So they have different types of input tag. They have the body, they have the B, they have the button, which is these two guys are button. They have the check box. They have color. They have date. They have date timeline. They have date local. They have email. They have file. They have feeding. They have image, month, number, password, radio, range, reset, search, submit, and all of that stuff. So in a bit now, I'll show you what all these attributes does. So we are going to actually build a sign up page, which we are going to use in checking what all these files are for. So now let's start off by writing our first input. I'm going to put it as a text. So to do that, the input does not require a closing tag, so you just write input, then you write the type of input you want it to be. If you don't specify the type, the browser automatically is going to see it as a text. So the default value of input is text. So when we do type equals to text, then there's something they call placeholder. A placeholder is what's going to be inside the input field temporary, like it will be temporal. So once you click on the input, it disappears. So we write placeholder, which is going to be let's say type your name here. Then they have what they call a name. This name attribute is what whatever here, this is whatever here that is going to use to process this input field. So it's like a unique name given to that input field specifically, so that whatever or however the backend is processing this input field is going to take it and say, yes, this is what this is the direct input field I'm going to process this with. So now we're going to give it a name of let's say name, because we want the user to type in their name here. And then there's another thing they call the value. The value is the value of the input tag, but in our case here, as we want the user to put the value, so we are going to leave the value blank, so we don't need the value. So now we're just going to close this and go back to our browser and see if the input tag appears right there. So as you guys see here, it says here type in your name or type your name. So when you click this type your name now and you type something inside it, you guys see that type your name has disappeared. That's because it's a placeholder, it's temporal. It's only going to be there to tell the user exactly what you want them to type inside this place. So in our case, we want them to type in their name, so they're just going to write their name here. So let's go ahead and introduce other attributes of I introduce other types of input tags. So we're going to use break. So we will have the next input tag start at the next line. So it's type input, and then we're going to use let's use a button. So at the button now there is also what is it called, a button that is meant to submit the file and everything. So in our case you can, but for now the submit button is going to be the last thing we are going to type in. But I just want to show you guys about everything that the input tag is going to do. So now we'll write the value of this button. Let's say click me, and that's just it. Now let us write another input tag. Have the input tag of checkbox. Have you been to a site where they ask you to click or check if you are a male or a female? This is exactly what that input tag, that checkbox does. It asks you to check, to click if you're a male or a female. So you just have to select which one you are. So in our case, we are just going to write it here. This is it, the checkbox. So we can see now it has IDs because you are allowed to have multiple checkboxes, but they have different IDs, like different names for them. So we have here, we have male, and then let us give it an ID of 1. Okay, so let us save this and then see what's up. So let's go back here. Okay, it's loading for us. Let us see. Okay, so like I see here, this one is a button. See, it does nothing, but look like when I click it, you see something happening. And this is the checkbox. Can you guys see what the checkbox does? When you click it, it marks it click. We click it twice, it goes off. Can you guys see it now? So we have where you can type our name, click the button, and the checkbox. So the next one we are going to go on with is password. So you go input, and let's find password. Yeah, here it is, password. And when you save it, what is going to happen there is that whatever you type inside here will not be seen. You cannot see whatever you type here. It's going to be dot dots. Can you guys see it now? It's dot dots because what it does is that this password input tag protects the user, or protects the user from anybody behind them or anywhere seeing what they're actually typing in into their system. So we're just going to go ahead now and type in the next one. So now that you have seen password, your name, the button, and the checkbox, now let us treat file. The input tag file allows you to upload something to